political parties in this country. He contested for the presidential primaries and lost. Before he would come back, the primaries had already been over. But some way, somehow, he is today in the National Assembly serving as the Senate President. Is it not in this same country? So what are we talking about? And these actions of the top echelons, of the leadership of the country is the same thing too that the police is emulating. Today, as we speak, the police, and other law enforcement agency, other armed forces, they seem to be in league with the ruling class. So they do whatever they do. They parley amongst themselves. If the police or the army is doing wrong, the executive or the legislator will not scold them. They won't do anything, to caution them, because they also know that they are also going to do their own, and then the police or the armed forces will also protect them. So that is what is happening in this country.
All right. Now, the oversight agencies within the police force, the Police Service Commission and the CRU, that's the Complaint Response Unit, how impactful have they been to the complaints of regular Nigerians?
They don't do anything, Sam Oracle. They don't do any. What they do is to share the largesse that comes from the illegal activities, of the police and all these agencies. I can tell you that because sometime last year we saw all the fiasco that was happening between the IGP and the chairman of the police commission on who will be in charge of recruiting officers into the police force. And their argument was not about how they can recruit the right people into the service. Their argument was not about how they can improve the welfare of these people. The argument was how they can get quota, who can be in charge. Because when you are in charge there are opportunities for you to make money and all of this. That's the only thing that they concern themselves about. And that's why today you see non-criminals in our local communities are in police force. Yeah, non-criminals in our locality are there in the army, and then you give them arms, and then all they do is to use the arm that they've given them to go and continue to enhance their criminality. And the people of Nigeria, the common Nigerians, are the people who are suffering it.
So the credit of the police, Mr. Lenu, at least I know some stories that we covered where some officers had orderly room trial, for misconduct. So while it leaves a lot to be desired, you have to give the police credit for attempting to sanitize itself.
Sam, let me tell you something. For every one police officer that undergoes an orderly room trial, there are 100 other ones that are aided and abetted and covered and protected from prosecution. Whenever you see those orderly room trials, you need to know the effort that we put in to make sure that those things happen. And when we fight. When we fought for so long, they will bring out one person, make a show out of him, and then go on the media and say that police is working. The truth of the matter is that the system is corrupt. And even if you bring an angel, that's the truth. I have been a friend to some of the commissioners of police in this state. And some of them, they will tell, off camera, they will tell you the honest truth about the challenges that they are having. And the problem stems from the top. Some of them, yes, of course, in every situation you will have an exception. Some of them actually have the desire to try to do the right things. But the system, the endemic faulty situation and corruption in the system will never allow them to work. That's the reason why you can see a commissioner of police will be drafted to a state today, and then the next 3 months they remove him. The moment they sense that he's not ready to play boss and all of those things, they draft him away. So the truth of the matter is that if we want to get it right, it has to start from the top. The leaders at the top has to show example that others will follow. Today, let me tell you something. The corruption in our country today started with the executive. The legislatures bought into it. The executive is now doing. Let us do our own too. Before long, the judiciary joined them. Today, as we speak to you now, there is nothing. All the three arms of government that should be the harbingers, of the rule of law, they've all collapsed. Today now, other agencies of government are doing the same. Is it not CBN? We had what happened under Emefiele in CBN. Before him, we had the issue at EFCC. These are agencies that are supposed to, uphold the law. Is it the things that are going on in ICPC or even the DSS? So you see, the challenge in this country is so mammoth that most times now, it's being a Nigerian now is something that no one, you can hardly be proud of being a Nigerian. And that's the truth. Sometimes people abroad, like my friend of mine called me sometime last week, and the first thing he asked me when I picked up the call was, Solo, you still don't want to leave this Nigeria? You still don't want to leave this? Because he knows that I'd had ample opportunity years ago to relocate from this country, and I told him, I said, look, I will not leave. If I leave this country to that place that you people are all going, who will work to make this country a better place for people to stay and for our children? I have children. But today, if you ask me that same question, when he asked me that question, I had to pause for a while. I couldn't answer him because for 10 years and above, I have been struggling to try to see how Nigeria, at least here in Rivers State, will be a better place for myself and the people around me. But which progress are we making? Today, as we speak to you, right before our eyes, this state was captured. We were here. The constitution was closed, and then a new set of obnoxious decisions and laws that is completely at parallel to the laws of Nigeria instituted just to capture this state. So what is the hope? What is the hope? We keep talking and keep talking. Sometimes we even go on the street. You're talking about police. The police that does not even allow the common people to protest, even when they are protesting for them. Here in this state in August, I almost got killed on the street of Port Harcourt just to express my civic rights to protest against the illegalities that I felt was going on here. So what hope does the Nigerian state today give to the people?
All right. So we are almost out of time. Of course, I'll need to take a call or two with the little time we have. We know that the change has to be with everyone, but it will have more impact if it starts from the top. What is the personal responsibility of the citizen to help drive this change? Very quickly, Mr. Lenu.
Well, that is what is called citizens' participation in governance. But today, Oracle, I can tell you that right now, our court has told us Nigerians that we do not have any role to play in governance again. And that's very strange for a country that practices democracy. Many times the citizens will carry themselves, organize themselves, and go to try to participate by challenging things that they see that they don't like, that is not going well in this country. The court will tell you that you don't have the local standard. That is what, in fact, today there is a cliche now among the politicians, the corrupt politicians. When they do whatever they want to do, they'll tell you to go to court because they know that at the court you have no stand. You have no opportunity to get anything out of the court.
Yeah, so what
and the
options?
Court too have told Nigerians too that we don't have any role to play. So when you ask that question, it baffles me most times because it seems as though people don't know what is really happening in this country or how damaged this country has become. So what do we do?
Okay.
You go to court on citizens issue, they tell you don't have any right to come to court. The state of emergency that was declared here, all the cases